Hi guys, I hope that you're all really well. Alors salut tout le monde, j'espère que vous allez tous très bien. So I've actually got something quite interesting to tell you. Alors moi j'ai quelque chose d'assez intéressant à vous dire. We've gotten to 1 million views, which I genuinely think is absolutely A, shocking, and B, rather wonderful. Alors on est arrivé à 1 million de vues, alors je pense que c'est déjà quelque chose de choquant, de surprenant, mais merveilleux quoi. Yeah, so I didn't even know, because I'll be really honest, I kind of don't follow this kind of thing. I kind of don't care. Alors à vrai dire, alors moi je suis pas ce genre de choses, alors je m'en fous royalement quoi. Sometimes I don't even like tag the videos. I sort of think, well, as long as the community that I already have is satisfied, that will do. Alors des fois j'attache pas des tags parce que voilà, je dis à condition que voilà notre communauté voilà soit largement content, satisfaite, alors franchement ça, voilà, ça m'est égal. But there's a lovely girl that I used to work with a few years ago, and she's doing some exams in French, and she contacted me for my help. Alors il y a une fille adorable avec qui j'ai bossé il y a quelques années, et voilà, elle a besoin de mon aide parce qu'elle va bientôt passer des examens. And she was like, wow, you're doing so well, like you've got 1 million views. I was like, come again, what? Elle a dit, mais franchement, mais qu'est-ce que tu progresses bien, quoi, t'as 1 million de vues. So yeah, so I think that's quite amazing. I really do. So thank you very much. Alors sincèrement, j'aimerais bien vous remercier. It tends to be earlier videos, like the real grammar core stuff that people look at. You know, they're the ones that have got things like 85,000 views and all of this business. Alors à vrai dire, ce sont les premières vidéos, les bases de la grammaire française. Voilà, ce sont les vidéos plus populaires. And I more than understand that, and that's why they're obviously there, and that's why they're free, and I wanted to provide a free service. Alors ça, je comprends, c'est pour ça qu'elles sont là, c'est pour ça qu'elles sont offertes, gratuites, parce que je voulais quand même fournir, je voulais vous donner tout un service. So I thought I'd just talk about where the channel came from, because I think that's kind of quite interesting actually. God, I've got such post exercise hair. Alors je suis vraiment mal coiffé, après avoir fait du sport. So initially, I'd been dancing, I'd been doing other things, you know, performance stuff, and I'd come out of a relationship. Alors moi j'avais dansé, j'avais fait d'autres choses, tu vois, séparé, divorcé à la fin d'une relation, and I really had been, I'd really gotten a really good career going working with financial institutions, banks, and that kind of thing. Alors à vrai dire, voilà, je m'étais quand même fait une petite carrière assez impressionnante quoi. Je bosse avec des grandes banques. So, you know, just to name a few: Deutsche Bank, Royal Bank of Scotland, HSBC, Citigroup, Pru. Let me think my way around the city. Bank of England, hedge funds, NHS, loads of stuff, just loads of private investment companies. Most of the big consultancies, so sort of Accenture, Anderson, EY, that was then Ernst & Young, that then became EY. I worked for them all. I really did, and I had a really good reputation, and I was making quite a lot of money. Alors moi j'avais une bonne réputation, et voilà, je me faisais pas mal d'argent. But it was the kind of culture where they were just happy to give me more money, and they wouldn't always do the work. Alors c'était quand même une culture dans laquelle ils voulaient toujours me donner plus d'argent, mais sans faire le travail. And you know, I mean, we're talking like really basic training rates in the city. You can imagine the money, you know, we're talking like 3 figures, on parle de 3 chiffres. But what then happened was they weren't doing their homework. Alors ce qui s'est passé, c'est qu'ils faisaient pas leur devoir. So I was like, okay, and this was originally on Vimeo. So I was recording what we were doing with them so that they could just watch a video, so that it would make it easier for them to do the homework. Donc en fait, ils faisaient pas leur devoir, donc pour le rendre plus facile, j'ai commencé à enregistrer leur devoir pour la semaine en question, voilà, pour le rendre plus facile. And then I kind of moved those to YouTube because it just was this platform that was doing really well. As if we now don't know what it is. Voilà. Et je les ai mises en ligne sur YouTube parce que c'était comme une plateforme voilà, qui a commencé à déchirer, commencé à vraiment cartonner, avoir du succès. And then, this was what was really weird. I didn't have the intention of working with foreigners or working with, you know, people that weren't in that industry. Alors, j'avais vraiment pas l'intention de bosser avec des étrangers, avec des gens qui faisaient pas partie de cette industrie. It was just a kind of side effect. It was like these people like, oh hey, I've seen your video. C'était quand même un effet secondaire entre guillemets de side effect is a very dangerous word for me. If you want to know about side effects, go to Cipro is poison, CIPROIS poison. Yeah, so then I started getting all these really interesting letters from people who wanted to do classes. Alors j'ai these emails rather. Alors j'ai commencé à recevoir toutes ces lettres super intéressantes des gens qui voulaient quand même faire des cours. And I was like, oh, yeah, I kind of, you know, work in these situations. Alors je travaille dans telle situation. I mean, if you look at it, that's why I was wearing like a suit at the beginning and a shirt and all of this kind of stuff. Alors c'est pour ça que je portais des costumes, des chemises. Yeah. And then, on a mental health level, I just thought, I want to work with people that I really like. I do. I want to push them, don't get me wrong. But I just thought and I don't mean that I didn't work with some lovely people then. Alors je voulais pas non plus, voilà, ça veut pas forcément dire qu'il n'y ait pas de gens sympas, voilà. But I just thought it would be really nice to kind of have that control, to have that choice. I was speaking to somebody today, my friend Phil, and I was saying every hour I work is largely one-on-one, and every hour you work is largely like a big group of people. And I said that's quite a big sort of psychic donation on your behalf. Like there's a lot to give when you're teaching that, you know, groups and all of that kind of thing. Alors j'ai dit que largement mon travail consiste de bosser face à face avec une personne et que le sien consiste, effectivement c'est le contraire, c'est de toujours donner beaucoup de son énergie à plusieurs personnes d'un seul coup. Yeah, so then there was this kind of weird process where I found out what my market was. Alors il y avait quand même ce processus un peu bizarre, j'ai découvert mon marché. And I had to make a decision because I was really popular with Australia. Alors j'ai dû prendre une décision parce que j'étais super populaire avec l'Australie. But I was like, I can't do Australia and America. Alors je peux pas faire les États-Unis et l'Australie en même temps, just because I needed to sleep. So I had like a year where I was getting up in the morning, I was working at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning with the Australian market, then I was doing bits and pieces, and I was working last thing at night with the American market. Alors je me levais tôt le matin avec le marché australien, et voilà, alors je bossais toute la journée, et et finalement le soir je bossais avec des Américains, and I was just exhausted. So I kind of sadly sort of was like, right. And the only reason I did that, I'll be honest, was, you know, there's certain parts of my private life I keep private, but you know, my ex had been American. There's a child in my life who's American, half American, and yeah, and so that just worked out better for me. Alors, il y a quand même certaines choses de ma vie privée que je garde pour moi, mais voilà, mon ex était américain, mon enfant était américain, so I just kind of thought this just works out better for me with the timetable. Alors, ça me convient mieux avec l'horaire. So then I kind of found my niche, and then we had COVID and I did all these weird little groups, and I actually started speaking to people more like about, I mean there's always the commentaries, there's always people saying what they liked, but I started speaking to people more because of COVID. Alors j'ai commencé à parler avec des gens plus souvent à cause de la COVID. So then I kind of got these groups going, and then yeah, I just thought I'm absolutely increasingly aware of the lack of vocal training and push and phonetic methoding in the standard language learning process, be it whatever language that is. And I really don't mean that like an arrogant bleh. I really do believe that. Et petit à petit, alors j'ai scanné l'industrie, alors je fais largement des sondages de l'industrie, et j'ai découvert qu'il n'y avait pas quand même autant de de précision pour la voix, pour cette manière d'apprendre voilà, toutes les langues étrangères, à vrai dire. So, yeah, and then I was a little bit busy because I was doing higher education myself. There was like, you know, masters and sort of PhD stuff that I'd been considering and looking at and starting and all of this business. Alors ensuite, il y avait quand même, voilà, pas mal de travail académique, universitaire que je voulais quand même faire, voilà, qui consistait des masters, tu vois, doctorat. And I was just like, that was a bit of a distraction for a while. Alors ça m'a distrait. Then the Cipro incident happened. Do you know what? I don't talk about this with my own friends. I really, really don't. My friend Todd knows, my friend Sam knows, my friend Phil very much knows, my friend Simon knows, I think my friend Pat knows, but most of the time, I mean, I might mention it in a kind of by the way online, but I don't talk about it. All of you know, all of you know, because if you're going to provide language content, you have to give a massive amount of vocabulary, and I've just found the best way to do that is to always talk about yourself, because you just spend too much time trying to come up with sentences otherwise, and they're just fake, they're just not real. Oui, alors bizarrement, je parle pas de ça. Alors vous savez tous, mais largement, il y a mes amis privés, ils savent pas quoi. Parce que ma vie consiste de créer des phrases, effectivement, pour avoir de la traduction. Et ça, j'ai toujours trouvé qu'effectivement que la manière, dont j'ai vraiment besoin, la manière la plus efficace est toujours de dire la vérité. So that really changed things. That made life really very difficult physically. Alors ça a vraiment changé les choses. Because I'll be really honest with you, the plan was to actually abandon the videos and to start a foreign language teaching business with walks and trips and all of that business, because I really used to love walking and scenery, and I'd had a lot of success doing that kind of thing, and I thought I could do that in French and Spanish and Italian, and that would be fabulous. Mais effectivement, le plan, ma mission était de quand même lancer une petite entreprise qui faisait des séjours linguistiques, alors que ce soit en français, en espagnol, italien, etc. And I thought I could get paid a lot of money to do what I do in person. I mean, I knew somebody who'd paid $2,000 for the week for like 6 hours a day, and I in business on it's 12 hours a day. Alors moi je connais quelqu'un qui a payé 2000 balles la semaine, with obviously accommodation, avec logement, pour 6 heures de cours, même pas. Et à Besançon on fait à peu près 12 heures de cours tous les jours. So that was the plan. I was going to be starting like this foreign language trip thing, and we were always going to be walking around France and Spain and all of this business, you know. Alors ça c'était ma mission, on allait lancer quand même cette entreprise, and then, like I said, the COVID thing happened and the Cipro thing happened, which just made me a little bit, you know, physically less capable to do that. I also got a house. I wanted to kind of, you know, just spend some time there mentally, you know, look after the garden. Alors voilà, j'ai acheté ma petite maison. Je voulais quand même, voilà, passer du temps là, me ressourcer un tout petit peu. So it's not that the other stuff isn't, you know, on the horizon. Alors je dis pas non plus que les autres choses ne soient pas, effectivement, prévues. Then, you know, I developed really strong feelings for somebody last year, and I just didn't want to spend so much time away from London. Ah ouais, alors je suis tombé amoureux de quelqu'un l'année dernière, je voulais pas trop passer de temps, je voulais quand même rester à Londres. So there we go, that's kind of where we're up to. So now I'm kind of like, I've got a really good, you know, I've got a lot of private students. J'ai beaucoup d'étudiants privés. I do need to do a video explaining the money situation, because they all seem to, a lot of you seem to quote me the website. There's still like a website floating around with prices from about 7-8 years ago, and none of those prices is valid. I'm afraid you could double, triple those prices. Alors il y a quand même un site web, voilà, qui apparaît de temps en temps, qui cite des prix, et ces prix ne sont plus valides, quoi. Je suis désolé, mais voilà, j'ai des doublés, triplés en fonction du pays, ces prix-là. And then it's just through those students, I then sort of, that's where the ideas for the videos come from, because I kind of want to do something a little bit individual and kind of like, have you thought about it like this? So it's not that I don't like doing grammar videos anymore, I do, but I like to try and think, can I decipher something? Can I give it you in a way that you're not normally going to get it? online. That's kind of my passion. Alors effectivement, les vidéos que j'aime bien faire, c'est de pouvoir vous offrir, enfin, déchiffrer, enfin, la langue française d'une manière, enfin, je sais pas, quelque chose que vous n'allez pas forcément voir ailleurs. Ça, c'est ça qui me motive. Good, so that's where we're up to. So we're up to a million views, Luke. A million views. It's sad because there's somebody I would really love to have taken out for a drink tonight to celebrate that fact, and it just wasn't appropriate this evening. Oui, il y a quelqu'un avec qui j'aurais bien aimé sortir pour fêter, pour célébrer, mais c'était pas correct ce soir. Never mind, tant pis. Good, anyway, thank you for your support. Alors je vous remercie énormément. Merci pour votre soutien. A million. How fabulous. To remind you, if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. There's a coffee link underneath, or there will be, where you can buy me a coffee. Yeah, because let me remind you, I only decided to monetize the channel last year. Alors j'ai décidé de monétiser la chaîne, enfin c'était juste l'année dernière, and I don't make that much from it at all, barely anything. Yeah, it's because I just want to be myself, and I don't have to be like not talking about certain things. If I want to drop in a naughty word, I want to feel free to drop it in without losing sponsors and stuff. Alors si j'ai quand même envie de jurer, de dire un gros mot, je veux la liberté de pouvoir le faire, you know. But anyway, so thank you for following me, whether this be your first video or whatever. You've done hundreds. Alors merci de m'avoir suivi, alors que cette vidéo soit la première vidéo pour vous, ou, enfin, si vous avez déjà regardé des centaines. I'll speak to you guys soon. À très bientôt. Thank you.